Good morning. I'm Kristine Sullivan, Wholesale Marketing Rep for Sprague Energy. Welcome to Sprague's Refined Products Review, where we discuss what's moving the market, giving you insight into what we're seeing every day. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd. Since last speaking with you in early May, the U.S. oil market has seen nothing but increased volatility and increased pricing. Front month pricing over this time went up 23 cents, down about 19, up over 52, and back down 25 cents between June 20th and this past Friday, June 27th. And for those of you shopping for fixed forward contracts, an October 25 through April 26 heat curve contract is still 15 cents higher than the roughly $2 lows we saw at the end of May. Let's hope July is more stable. How did we get here, and what are the experts saying going forward? June started off with OPEC Plus's announcement to increase monthly production by another 411,000 barrels per day, pushing Brent crude prices to $61 per barrel, their lowest level since 2021. At the time, front month NYMEX for diesel was hovering around the $2 level. Then, on June 13th, Israel attacked Iran's nuclear and military sites. Iran, of course, struck back. They threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil supply flows through, which pushed the price of Brent crude up 11% to over $74 per barrel. A ceasefire between the two nations was agreed upon last week, bringing the price back down to roughly $65 per barrel. Then, actual oil supply and demand fundamentals came back into focus. We saw prices come down further due to expected OPEC Plus supply increases. This too was short-lived when we saw U.S. weekly fuel inventories drop twice as much as expected last Wednesday, about 12 million barrels total between U.S. crude, distillate, and gasoline. Both U.S. crude and distillate stock levels are just below their 5-year averages, while gasoline stocks are on the very low end of their 5-year average. In response to this report, distillate prices ended the week up about 8 cents per gallon. How is July going to play out? Well, analysts are expecting another 411,000 barrel per day increase for August from the OPEC Plus meeting scheduled for July 6. Mr. Putin says OPEC Plus anticipates higher global fuel demand this summer, which could lead to another production increase in September. If there's no uptick in demand, we should see downward pressure on prices. Of course, there is the possibility of a supply disruption if the Strait of Hormuz closes. If this occurs, Goldman Sachs warns Brent crude oil prices could hit $110 per barrel before settling in the $95 range by year's end. Enough of the big picture. What's going on more locally in our markets? Yesterday should have been the start of the increased bio percentage mandates into heating oil from 10% to 20% in Rhode Island and from 5% to 10% in Connecticut and New York. I say should because states have postponed these deadlines in the past. Sprague, as always, has your back and has the necessary fuel where you need it. Reach out to your wholesale marketing rep if you have any questions regarding these changes. Also, ask your rep about Sprague's premium heating oil additive Heat Force, which is proven to stabilize bio-blended heating oil for long-term storage, along with its many other benefits, including protection against corrosion, and overall cleaner fuel systems. Most of our terminals have Heat Force premium heating oil available to load directly at the rack. If not, we can always provide you with drums, pails, or bottles for self-serve blending. In the winter, cold flow properties of heating oil can be affected by the blending of biodiesel. Heat Force additive can help lower the BioHeat's cold flow plugging point and pour point, assuring your fuel keeps flowing. Again, check with your sales rep to see if the BioHeat you're loading will be protected against low temperatures. If you haven't seen Sprague's monthly special feature, a terminal tour of our River Road terminal in Newington, New Hampshire, be sure to check it out. In addition to offering refined products here, Sprague brings in asphalt, road salt, as well as gypsum. If you didn't know, gypsum rock is used to make drywall. The video takes you through how the gypsum is offloaded from the ship onto the 650-foot long conveyor belt running at 650 feet per minute and dumped onto the drop pad. From there, it is transported via dump trucks a mile down the road to our customer's site. A pretty interesting and finely orchestrated operation. in my personal opinion. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Wednesday with another refined products review. Refine your insight, fuel your success.